What's going on, family? This is Samuel Genus, and I'm the founder of Funnel Goal, where we help small business owners like yourself create profitable and predictable funnels. We're not interested in just building a funnel because that's fairly easy. We're interested in building funnels that actually get leads and sales because that's what business owners really want, and that's what they really struggle with. So let's begin. This is a multi-session presentation we're doing, and the topic of this presentation is entitled 5-Step Funnel Creation Process. We're going to be showing you the battle-tested process for creating a winning sales funnel. All right, so let's begin. In this particular session, we're going to be talking about the funnel planner. When you sign up with Funnel Goal and you join us, we provide you with software, we provide you with services, but we also provide you with some good workbooks, electronic workbooks, ebooks, to help you with planning your funnel. So we actually have a document. It's actually a 66-page workbook, and it's designed to help you plan your funnel. Every funnel should have its own separate funnel planner, okay? Because every funnel is different. Just like houses have different blueprints, so your funnel should have a funnel planner. And so today I want to talk to you about the funnel planner that we make available to all of our customers and our clients. And the funnel planner is simply an easier way to craft a more profitable sales funnel. And so we're going to get into that today. So one of the most challenging things with a funnel, right, is not the technical stuff. That's fairly easy. People who understand the technical stuff can do that really, really fast. If you're not a technical person, I always encourage people, have somebody do the technical stuff for you. And that's the reason why we here at Funnel Goal, we do all the technical work for you. Because that's not where you need to be spending your energy. Your energy needs to be spent on the copy and the images. Let me repeat that. Your energy needs to be spent on the copy, the messaging, the words, the message, the written word, so to speak, right? And your messaging. That's where you need to spend 95% of your energy. Not on learning new software, not on trying to learn Facebook ads and analytics and all that kind of stuff, not on learning data analytics, not on learning ClickFunnels or landing page builders, not on learning all of that, right? Your energy needs to be on your messaging, okay? Now, because your messaging is what's going to really cause your product to sell, right? It's going to be your offer, picking the right offer and having the right offer, the right price, and the right messaging, okay? Now let me share something with you. When I say offer, I'm going to rephrase that to product. You have to have the right product, but you also have to have the right offer. Your product and your offer are two different things. Two people can have the same product, but different offers. Different ways you present your offer. Different ways you present your sales pitch, your messaging to the client. I've seen it. I've seen two women sell lashes. One woman, she only makes $3,000. Another woman makes $1 million selling the same lashes, right? Because it has to do with your offer, not just your product. You can have a good product and a bad offer. You can have a good product, but presented in a bad way. I've met numerous business owners who have a product, but they don't know how to talk about it. They have a course, but they don't know how to present it. They have a good restaurant or they sell good food. They can actually solve a problem, but they don't present it in a good way, in a way that the audience can understand it, in a way that the audience can digest it, can see the value of their product or services, right? So again, you can have the same product. Two people can have the same product but a different offer. right? And your offer really has to do with how you present, right? How you present your product and service to your target audience, right? So the main focus we want you to focus on throughout this whole process is your copywriting and your images, all right? Your videos, creating the right presentation, putting the right words together. I'll never forget, I can't remember the guy's name, but he said something powerful. He said, writing is thinking. In order to write, you need to think. In order to write, you need to think about what you're saying. You need to think about how you're conveying the messages. You need to think about the person you're writing to. And you're writing in a way to help them understand, to help them get clarity, to basically present your point of view. And the person who can do that the best is the one who's going to make the sale. Okay? So the funnel planner is an easier way to craft a more profitable sales funnel. All right? Now, when we talk about the copy, every piece of content typically requires copy. So look at this sample sales funnel. We have a sales page, a checkout page, a thank you page, and a welcome message, right? And so typically, if you're using Shopify, typically you don't have to worry about your checkout page or your thank you page because it's pretty, standard, right? But that sales page and that welcome email, right, that's very, very critical. So you have to think about, you have to write sales copy, sales page copy, and you have to write a welcome email copy, So if that checkout page was like a Shopify, people are coming to a sales page and then they're going to your checkout page. Well, Shopify has already kind of put together and tested their checkout and thank you page. So it's pretty solid. Now, if this was a separate sales funnel and you're just using a lead generation, a lead funnel software, then yeah, you would also have to write copy for the checkout page and copy for the checkout thank you page, right? But typically your sales page and your welcome email is where you're going to be putting most of the work. Your sales page is what gets them as a customer. Okay, so that's a very, very important piece of content that you have to write. Okay, now look at this. This is a more holistic funnel, not complete, but it's adding more because now it's talking about your ads. So we got two campaigns. We have an engagement campaign and a conversion campaign. So within the engagement campaign, we have an ad set that's going after cold traffic, and there's two ads in that ad set. And for the conversion campaign, we have an ad set that's a retarget and retargeting ad, and it's going after, and it has two ads in it, ad 3 and ad 4. Well, each of those ads require a copy. So now when we talk about the copy that you have to write for this funnel, it's going to be different because you got to write the copy for ad number 1, copy for ad number 2, copy for ad number 3, copy for ad number 4, your sales page copy, and your welcome email copy. So the more pieces to your funnel, the more copy you have to write. All right, let's look at this blueprint. All right, this is a blueprint where you have your Facebook ads pointing to your sales page, but then there are some additional nurture emails because you want to eventually sell them another product in the near future. And I always recommend that, try to sell a product. You want to sell them a product that you can eventually, you want to get a customer and you want to eventually sell them another product within the next 30 to 60 days. All right, you want to get that, you want them to become a repeat customer within the next 30 to 60 days. Well, you need to have another product to sell them. And then you need to be able to nurture them through email or SMS or through retargeting ads, through webinars, and to retarget them to now go to your second sales page and purchase that product offer. Okay. But now the copy is different because now you're going to have more copy to write. You got to write copy for ad 1, copy for ad 2, copy for ad 3, copy for ad 4, your sales page copy, your welcome email copy, your nurture copy, your nurture 2 copy, your nurture 3 copy, your nurture 4 copy, and then your sales page 2 copy, right? So that's the other pieces. Now you got to write more copy. So what am I saying? The bigger your funnel, the more copy you got to write. Okay, so when people talk about, oh my God, there's a lot of stuff that I got to do. Well, you wanted this bigger funnel. or you're trying to achieve this particular goal. And to achieve that particular goal, you need to have this kind of funnel. You either need a basic sales funnel, a call funnel, a webinar funnel, an abandoned cart funnel, right? And all those pieces got to be written. There's, like I said, in session 1, there's no shortcuts. There's no elevator to success. Everybody got to take the stairs. Okay? So this is something that has to be done. This is not something you skip. It's not something you be like, oh my God, that's a lot of work. I don't want to do it. Then you don't really want to be in business. Okay? But this is the work that's required if you really want to be in business and if you really want to do it right. And you don't necessarily want to rush through this process. You want to take your time. You don't want to take all year. You don't want to take 3 months, but you don't want to try to cram it all in and just rush. Okay? Take some time, take your time and build it out. You should be able to write all this copy within a week. That's more than enough time to write this copy, to think about who you're talking to. Okay? Funnel Goal can easily build your entire funnel. We can do all the technical stuff, do all the automation. We can get it all to work. So all you got to do is just write it and provide the images. Okay? Provide the images for your ad, provide the images for any emails or pages and stuff like that. And we do the rest. All right. But remember, the bigger your funnel, the more pieces to the funnel, the more copy you got to write. It ain't going to write itself. Okay. Now, here's what I recommend. Because there's a lot of copywriting involved, you got to improve your copywriting skills as a business owner. Yes, we recommend that you hire a copywriter, a very affordable one, but we also encourage you to learn copywriting for yourself, because as a CEO of your business, no one's going to know your product better than you. And you're always going to be writing. You're always going to be writing about your business and writing about your products and services. So you have to get your weight up when it comes to copywriting. So I encourage you to buy this book, Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards. You can go to copywritingsecrets.com. I'm actually not an affiliate. I should be an affiliate because I'm promoting his book, but I got this book. This is a really, really good book. And for people who are getting into copywriting, for small business owners, this is a really good way to get into copywriting and to better prepare yourself to work with a copywriter. Right? This is a good book even for that, because it helps you get immersed in it, and then it helps you get some understanding, and then it helps you when you're working with a copywriter. Now you know a little bit what to look for and stuff like that, and you'll work better. You'll be able to convey your ideas and your vision to a copywriter better when you understand copywriting yourself. Okay? So I recommend that you buy the book. All right, so let's check out the planner. Let's check out the funnel planner. Let's go to my page here. So this is the funnel planner. It's a Google document. For those of you, when you become a customer, we hand this to you. You get this actually on day one. And I'm basically just going to go through and just give you an overview of all the various sections and why it's important, right? So this funnel planner is a workbook to help you organize all of the copywriting for your next funnel. Like I said, for every funnel, you need a funnel planner, right? Because the stuff that you put in this funnel planner will be different than the stuff you put in another funnel that you're working on. Okay, so each funnel needs its own planner. Okay, and you can just make a copy of it when you're working on it, your next funnel. All right, so as an introduction to this, all right, we kind of go through the introduction, and then the first thing we kind of get to is your products. That's like the first section is your products, and we talk about like the value ladder, right? There's actually not a lot of reading in here. So even though it's 66 pages, it's not a lot of reading. It's actually a lot of writing you have to do. It's just that there are certain parts of the book that will give you certain educational information to just kind of help you understand what you need to do. And then you go and actually do it. So we go into the value ladder so that you can understand your value ladder, having your free offer, your initial offer, your core offer, and your premium offer, right? Depending on how you're going to set that up. You want people to come in. Everybody's not just going to jump into your premium offer. It's like, they just get in cold traffic. You want an easy way for them to get in, to get to know you. So you're going to have like a free offer or a very low ticket offer, right? So some people, they have like a free offer. It could be a coupon. It could be a coupon or a discount code. It could be a free webinar. It could be, hey, we'll give you a free 10-minute back massage so you can kind of get an idea of our work. And then the initial offer could be like, a 60-minute back massage, right? Or some people, they'll give you like some sample food. They give you like, here's 3 pieces of that chicken so you can sample it out. Those are kind of like free offers, right? It could be an ebook. It could be a video. It could be a cheat sheet. It could be a free webinar, right? It could be a free book and they pay for shipping and handling. There's so many things you can do to get a free offer, but everybody doesn't need to do a free offer, right? If you're an e-commerce shop, you probably will just get them in by giving them a nice low ticket item. You just want them to purchase something, and just purchase a low ticket item, right? You may not have a free offer, but the whole point is you get them in at something low value and then you increase the value you give them, have another product or offer that has a higher ticket price, and then another product or offer that has a higher ticket price. So each step, the value should go up of what you've given them, the value of what you're providing for them should go up, and the cost should go up. And this is what we call the customer journey. That value ladder is the customer journey, right? And then so as you go through this, you will then have to create your own. We're going to ask you, put in the product name. What's the first product you're going to offer them? What's the second product? What's the third product? And the fourth product. And we want to know how much you're charging and how much it costs you to create that product so we can have your COGS. And then we get to the product, number 1, where you're going to put in 4 different descriptions of your product. And the reason why is because we want you to get you creatively thinking about your product description, right? So for that product, that very first product, because that's the main thing we're trying to get them to, is to buy your first product, right? So that first product needs to be a description, right? And we want 4 different descriptions of your product. Very easy. Write down 4 different compelling descriptions of your product, because basically now now we can split test your product descriptions. Okay. Now we go into products and benefits, right? The navigation is on the left. We go into your product number 1 descriptions, features and benefits. So write down 10 features / benefits of your product. I should say 10. Write down 10 features / benefits of your product. So for every feature, write down a correlating benefit. Some people tell you that you should only talk about benefits, but that's not entirely true. You should talk about both. This feature, here's the feature of this product, and this is how that feature benefits you, right? That's very, very important. For example, this mobile phone has, 56 hours or 82 hours of battery life. Well, what's the benefit? You can be on the go longer. You don't have to be, your phone will last longer, which means you can talk more without having to recharge. You can surf the internet more. You can be mobile for longer periods of time without having to be tied or without having to recharge and stuff like that. So talk about the feature, but then also talk about the benefit in the same sentence or in the same paragraph, okay? So what's a feature? Write down 10 features and then write down 10 correlating benefits. So a benefit for each of those features, okay? And then we get into cross-selling section, and we talk about cross-selling, and we kind of explain that, and then we give you the opportunity to create a cross-sell. If a person purchases product 1, what's a cross-sell what's another product that you can offer them? If a person purchases this product, what's another product that you can offer them, right? What's the cross-sell, okay? If they purchase the fries, you may want to sell them a drink. If they purchase the hamburger, you may want to sell them the fries. If they purchase the jeans, you may want to sell them the shirt. You know what I mean? What's a good cross-sell? If they purchase the computer, you may want to sell them the charger. If they purchase the phone, you may want to sell them a mobile charger. What's a cross-sell that you can provide? All right. And then we go into your audience, right? What's your customer avatar, right? You put in your, avatar's name, what's their occupation, their age, their job title, what's the job title? You can just put, white collar or professional or blue collar, or you can actually write out the exact job title or occupation. For the gender, you put in male or female or all, right? For the age, you can put in an age or an age range. For the annual income, what's the annual income of your target audience? What's the marital status? What's the education level? What's the ages and gender of the kids of your target audience? Are you specifically speaking to mothers of daughters? Are you speaking to mothers of sons? Are you speaking to mothers who have teenage kids versus toddlers? Are you speaking to parents who have kids that are in college or kids who are in their 30s, right? Are you speaking to, people with grandkids? Who are you speaking to? Your location. What's the location of the people you're trying to reach? What's the language, the religion, the ethnicity, right? So that you can kind of get an idea of who you're targeting, so that you know how to communicate with them. But then we go deeper into this. What are the interests? Write down 15 hobbies or interests of your target audience. 15, right? Now, it may be easy as you get to the first 3 or the first 4, but as you begin to think, you're like, oh my God, this is getting quite hard. Well, that's good, because now you're getting into the mind and the DNA of your audience, your targeted audience. So you want to understand the hobbies and interests. Why is this important? We want to understand the hobbies and the interests of our audience, because the more you know about their hobbies and their interests, the easier you can target them on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Google, right, on LinkedIn, Snapchat, and all these other sites. Because that was my little Google thing firing up. They heard me say Google and it thinks that I'm speaking to my phone. So you want to have these interests, because those interests help you locate people on social media. Because on Facebook, you can filter your audience by these interests. So the more interests you have, the easier it is for you to locate them and to target them, right? And you can target all kinds of people on all kinds of interests on these social media platforms, right? So then we get into the audience location. Write down 1 to 15 locations of your target audience. If you're targeting the whole United States, you can just put number 1, United States, or you can put the different countries, for each line, just put a different country. Or you may be targeting specific cities like Atlanta or Chicago or Queens, New York, or Brooklyn or New York City, or, Los Angeles or Miami, or, some Fayetteville, North Carolina, some small town. Or you could put the zip codes, and you can say like, hey, I'm targeting this zip code within a 20-mile radius of this zip code. So you just think about who you're targeting, especially if you're a local business and you're not, you don't have an online, you're not serving people online, but you may be a barbershop. So people ain't getting their hair cut online. You may be a beauty salon, so you're targeting people within probably 10 to 15 to 20 miles of your store, your facility, okay? And then we're going to write down what we call the audience desires, obstacles / solutions. Write down 10 desires and obstacles that your audience has, along with a solution, right? So, for example, my wife, she wants to work out. She wants to stay fit. That's a desire. But her obstacle is she hurt her knee. She has a bad knee, right? And that bad knee prevents her from running. It prevents her from certain exercising, right? So what is your solution? If you're a trainer, if you own a gym, or if you sell a workout equipment, what's the solution? What is your audience's desire? What's their obstacle that's keeping them from completing that desire? And what's your solution that your products or service provide? And we want you to write down 10 of those. And then we have another section for the audience is audience questions and response. Write down 10 questions your audience will have and provide a compelling answer. So what are some of the typical frequently asked questions? Like, how much does your product cost? What's your return policy? Is it safe? How do I use it? Is it difficult to use? Do you provide support? What makes your product better than the other person's product, right? These are questions that people are going to ask. Why should I buy this product from you when I can just go to Walmart? Why should I buy it online from you when I can just go to Amazon? Think about stuff like that. You want to be able to answer those questions, but you want to give a compelling answer that convinces them to buy or influences them to buy from you or to become your customer. Very, very important. And then we have the audience objections and responses. Write down 10 objections your audience will have that will prevent them from purchasing and provide a compelling response. So think of reasons why they won't buy from you. They may be like, oh, your price is too much. Okay, what's a compelling response to that? Or they may say, I don't want it because it looks difficult, Okay, what's a compelling response to that? Another one might be, well, I don't want it because I don't have much time on my hands to get into it. Okay, what's a compelling response to that? You see what I'm saying? What are the objections that they're giving you? And you need to respond to every objection, okay? So once we got all that, then we can go into social proof section. And in the social proof section is write down 2 to 4 testimonials. You should have testimonials unless your product is brand new. But what are testimonials? People who've used your product, people who've downloaded your ebook, people who've used who downloaded your freebie offer. Write down 2 to 4 testimonials. Provide the customer name and the actual testimonial. All right. And then we have where have you been featured in? This is still part of the social proof. Write down 1 to 4 publications or shows you have been featured in. So were you ever featured in a newspaper, a magazine, on a YouTube channel, on a podcast, right? On television, on radio? Write down where you've been featured in, because all of that is part of social proof. Then we get into the power paragraph. We call this the power paragraph. These are 3 power paragraph formulas to sell anything. And we're basically just this is more like a teaching moment. You define the problem, you agitate, stick your finger in the wound, and then you solve it. In this formula, you will define the problem, show how the problem can get much worse, and then share the solution. Then we have the benefit power paragraph. In this formula, you will share a benefit, then offer another benefit, and then another benefit, then share your solution. And then another power paragraph is before-after bridge. In this formula, you will talk about their current problems, questions or roadblocks or whatever is making them unhappy. Then you will show them a future state of how things can be if the current problems were gone. Then you present them with the path to get there, to get from where they are now to where they want to be. All right. And so it's just educating you on what that looks like. And then you have to write your own, right? Create your own power paragraph. Create your own benefit formula paragraph, and then create your own before-after bridge formula, right? And then after that, you get into, boom, now you're writing your Facebook ads and your Instagram ads, right? So we go to step 1 is, okay, put together the message for your Facebook ad. What's your primary message? What's going to be your image that's going to go with it, or your video, and what's the headline, and then what's a call to action in 7 words or less. That's for ad number 1. Then for ad number 2, you do the same thing. For ad number 3, you do the same thing. For ad number 4, you do the same thing. So you're actually writing down the headlines, because every funnel is going to have different ads, right? So you're going to write those down. And then we get into the opt-in page. For those of you who have a funnel that has an opt-in page, it's like, okay, what's your headline? What's your shocking statement? Define the problem. Agitate, kind of dig into where it hurts. Present your solution. Arouse, provide 6 bullet points to arouse their curiosity, show your credibility, introduce who you are and your qualifications, your proof, your guarantees, and then your call to actions, right? That's how you put together the copy for your sales page, right? It doesn't have to be long. You just need to be thinking about all this when you put it together. Same thing with the sales page, same concept. Headline, shocking statement, define the problem, agitate, present the solution, arouse curiosity using the bullet points, your credibility statement, your proof, sum up the offer and give a price. This is where you put your value stack together. You have some bonuses and pot sweeteners. This is where you would put any bonuses, additional savings, extra services included, or anything that will make the offer even more attractive, stuff like that. And then you have your guarantee, then your call to action, right? And this is where you would put up, your call to action and stuff like that in your postscript. Right, so you can read through this, and that's what we cover, and it just helps frame how you need to put this together, especially for those of you who may be new to this. Okay, then we get into writing the nurture emails and SMS, and I just want to kind of share this real quick. I'm gonna read this. It says every contact will not purchase immediately. Right, so let me I should have had this zoomed in already, but I don't even know if I should have had this zoomed in a little bit. So every contact will not purchase immediately. So you will need to nurture them with engaging content that influences them to make the next step in the customer journey. This nurture process can be over a short period of time, such as 3 days, over a long period of time, 60 plus days. Remember, the longer the nurture period and the more intervals at which you deliver a message means that you will have to write all of these messages in advance. Funnel Goal recommends starting with a 14-day nurture sequence using 7 messages. That means the interval can be every 2 days, or it can be every day for the first 3 days and then space out the rest over the remaining days. Below is a chart to explain this further. Right? So here is like the days over 14 days. I can have 7 messages and I can send a message every other day, or I can send, the 2 messages and then a message every 2 days or 3 days and stuff like that. That you can be flexible at how you deliver, what interval you deliver that in, okay? And then we have a section here that talks about, just teaches you how to craft email teasers, how to create. The goal in your email is not to say everything, but it's just to give them enough information to raise their curiosity so that they can click on the link. Because remember, with iOS 15 coming out, you're not going to be able to track your open rates anymore. You will not be able to track your open rates on the iOS devices, and I think Google and Android is going to eventually follow suit. So the open rate metric is going to be going away. And for iOS users, it's going away in September. And right now, it's September the 5th. It's going to go away sometime in September, either the middle of September or the ending of September. But one thing for sure, it will no longer be around real shortly. So the main metric you're going to have that you can use is click. How many people, what percentage of your audience click. We'll know the percentage of your audience who received the email, right? But you won't know the percentage of the audience who opened, but you will know the percentage of the people who actually click. So that means you need to have a call to action in your email. Okay? And so you need to know how to craft your emails very well. Okay? And you're going to need some good open rates on your email. Not open rates, but click-through rates, okay? So this is just a brief section to talk about, how to craft email teasers. And then here is your welcome email. So remember when I was showing you the, if I go back to where was it? Here, when we talk about your sales page and your welcome email, now you're working on that welcome email plus the other additional nurture emails or SMS messages, stuff like that. So here we talk about the welcome message. So it's like enter the subject line, your pre-header, and your message. And then we go to the SMS for those of you who are sending SMS messages. And I recommend that you send SMS messages because the open rates on SMS messages are much higher. For example, most of you you check your SMS messages, but you don't necessarily open every email message, okay? So the open rate is much higher on SMS. However, the words is shorter. So, you have a certain level of characters you can send out. And there should be a call to action in your SMS. So you have your welcome SMS number 1. You got to write that message. Then you go to the nurture email number 1, right? It's going to have subject line. What's the purpose? What is the goal of this nurture email, right? Write that down, put down the subject line, the pre-header message, and then your message. And the same concept, you go to nurture 2. What is the goal of this nurture SMS message? What is the goal? Because you need to know why you're writing the email, why am I writing this email? For example, if I go back to this diagram, I'm writing this nurture email because I want to send them to product offer number 2 sales page. So I need to know the intent, and I need to know what part of the funnel I'm in. So I know if they're at this step, that means, according to this funnel blueprint, they actually purchased the product already. And I should know what that product is because I'm the one, it's my company, right? So I should know what that product is, or I'm the copywriter and I should know what it is because I should have an understanding of the overall funnel and the overall goal of the funnel. I should know what step of the funnel my copy is being written for and what's the next step down the funnel. So when I do my call to action, I know my next step is to get them to go to the product offer sales page, which is here. Okay, everybody see that? So that would be, I'm trying to get them from from here, from this nurture number 1, to click on the link to go to product number 2. So I should know where they came from. They saw the sales page, they purchased, they went to the checkout, they paid, they got welcome email 1. Now they're over here in nurture 2. I should know what I need to say and where I need to send them. I want to send them over here to product number 2. Make sense? So let me go back to my document. So now I get to nurture email 2, same concept. What's the goal? Into the subject, the header, and the message. And we're doing the exact same thing for all of these. It's just that the message is going to be different. The intent is going to be different. The goal is going to be different. It's also possible the goal may be the same, actually. It's just that I'm writing a different message, but it has the same goal. Well, let me explain what I mean by that. If we look here, right, I'm trying to get them to product offer, sales page 2. And that's the goal of nurture 1, nurture 2, nurture 3, and nurture 4. They all got that dotted line to go to 2. So they all share the same goal, but the way I write this email, I might tell a story here, I might give a testimonial here, right? But they're all going to end with a call to action to product offer 2. That's the way this has to be written, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. And so if I go back to my document here, same concept, nurture email 6, nurture email 7, SMS messages as well. And that's all the copy, right? That is all the copy. And I think we're up to, it's quite a few, 67 pages. But notice that a lot of it is just copy. You're actually writing the copy of your funnel, right? This becomes your master document that you use and that you will give to Funnel Gold. And then Funnel Gold will be like, okay, we're good. We know exactly what we need to build. And we build it. Okay. And when it comes to optimizing, right, then you would make a copy of this and then make your tweaks in this document, because you always want to know what are the changes you're making. And you want to know what was the metrics, what's the metrics of your existing funnel. And then, all right, we made these optimizations, and you want to track those optimizations also with the document. Okay. So that's pretty much, that's the planner, right? And so we pretty much get to, let me just go back to here. So when you're writing your copy, remember, you're writing your copy for the overall funnel, right? The bigger your funnel, the more copy you have to write. So that's the purpose of the document. So again, don't forget to purchase this book, Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards. That's going to help you also kind of brainstorm and get your creative juices flowing. And when you're going through this planner, you can also, we're going to be going through it with you, so that's the reason why we have 3 sessions a week, one on Monday, one on Wednesday, and one on Friday. We have it starts at 6:30. We might be considering having a day session, as well as a night session, because depending on, your flexibility, right? But remember, we're trying to make this process easier. It's definitely hard, but it's not impossible. We're trying to make the process easier. And that's the reason why we have these 3 sessions every week, to give you times that you can get help, right? Because instead of you trying to do this all by yourself, we will be with you through the whole process. And so when you add all that up together, all that value, you're like, oh my God, you guys are doing all that for just $129 a month? Yes, right? And the reason is because we want you to endure. Remember, it's going to take 3 to 9 months to really get all these things aligned, and you're going to be getting data back immediately from your funnel, right? As soon as we launch, you're going to get data back. But we may have to tweak your headline, because remember, when you're putting this together and you're plugging in your headline, maybe the primary message you put here ain't good enough. Maybe the image you put here, we may have to switch that image. That's the reason why you may have to change your headline, but we won't know until we launch and then look at the data metrics. And that's the reason why it's like you put it out there, you look at your metrics, and if the metrics aren't so great, then we tweak your message, and then we put it back out there, and we should get better results. And we keep doing that. And as we do that, we're going to get better performance. All of a sudden, you're going to be like, oh man, I'm getting more traffic to my site. Oh man, I finally got a lead, or I finally got a customer, right? Oh man, I finally got 3 customers. Oh man, now, wow, we got 9 customers. All of a sudden, now you're getting some of your money back. And you're now getting closer to break even. And then once you get closer to break even, all of a sudden, you're going to start making a profit. Make sense? And that's when you're going to be able to scale. Okay, so we want to first get you to a point where you're at that 0.5x POAS, and for those of you who want to know what that is, just look at the previous session. We already went through that, so I don't want to take time going through that again, because I already went through that and I went through it kind of thoroughly. But we want to get you to a 0.5x ROAS because that's when you can scale. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let me go back. We're at the end of this session. If you have any questions, you can always send us an email. For those of you who want to get started, you should see a link somewhere on this page where you can get started. And we don't work with everybody. We work with most people, but we don't work with everybody because there are some businesses that we just don't want to get involved in. We want to get in businesses that uplift our community and are beneficial to the community. So if your products and services are, destructive to the community and, is not socially responsible, we don't want to work with businesses like that. But if your business is socially responsible, it provides value to the community, then we definitely want to work with you. All right. So that's it. My name is Samuel Genus. I will see you in the next session. Take care.